The big room was quiet. All eyes were on leader Doyun as he stood to speak. His blue skin looked dull today, showing how worried he was. "The problem is getting worse," said Doyun in a clear voice that everyone could hear. 17 more star systems have lost all power this month. We think we have about 60 days before it reaches our homeworlds. Around the round table sat 200 beings from different planets. They all looked worried. This strange energy wave had first appeared 6 months ago. It made all advanced technology stop working. Everything it touched went dark. Science leader. Minji floated above her chair. She was small but very smart. "We have tried everything we know," she said sadly. "Our best scientists from all planets have failed. This problem breaks all the rules we understand about how the universe works." "There is one option we haven't tried yet," said Ambassador Hyunwoo quietly. The room became very still. "We could ask the people from the blue planet Earth. Humans?" Elder Yebin laughed. "Those primitive beings who almost destroyed their own world many times? They barely have ships that can reach other planets. But they think differently from us," Hyunwoo said firmly. "We left them alone for hundreds of years. They found their own path." Many voices filled the room at once, some angry, some scared. "We sealed their solar system for good reasons," shouted one being with 4 arms. "They are unpredictable and dangerous, but creative," said Minji thoughtfully. "Their science takes strange paths we would never consider." Doyen raised his hand for quiet. "We are almost out of time. The wave will reach Central Station in 58 days. After that, our civilization ends. We need new ideas." The council voted. It was close, but they decided to break their oldest rule. They would contact Earth. That night, Hyunwoo went to the special communication room. Long, unused equipment hummed to life. The giant dish turned toward a small blue dot in space. "This is madness," muttered Elder Yebin, who had come to watch. "Those humans will bring us more problems, not solutions." Hyunwoo ignored him. "Set the translator to their most common languages. Start with English, then try the others." Meanwhile on Earth, Dr. Jiwoo Park worked late in her lab. Her computers were measuring strange energy patterns she had noticed 3 months ago. No one believed her when she said something was happening to the basic laws of physics. Suddenly, every screen in her lab turned on by itself. Strange symbols appeared, then changed to words she could understand. "Greetings from the United Species Alliance," said a voice as the image of a tall, blue-skinned being appeared. "We apologize for this unexpected contact." Jiwoo almost fell off her chair but quickly got control of herself. "A real alien, after all these years of scientists wondering if we were alone." "My name is Ambassador Hyunwoo," the being continued. "Our civilization faces complete destruction. We need your help." The screens filled with data. Jiwoo's eyes widened as she understood. "The energy wave I've been tracking," she whispered. "It's affecting your technology." "Yes," said Hyunwoo. "Our scientists cannot stop it. We have maybe 60 days before our homeworlds are hit." Jiwoo studied the information. She saw why they couldn't solve it. They were looking at it all wrong. "I'll help you," she said, "but I'll need to bring together a team of people who think differently." Back in the council chamber, Elder Yebin was furious. "You've exposed us to these dangerous primitives. They could use this knowledge against us." "We had no choice," Doyun replied calmly. "Sometimes survival requires risk." Minji floated forward. "The human scientist already saw something in our data that we missed. Maybe their different way of thinking is exactly what we need." As the council argued, the message from Earth arrived. Jiwoo had assembled a team and had an idea that no Alliance scientist had considered. For the first time in months, there was hope. The strange wave wasn't destroying technology. It was changing the basic rules of the universe itself. Dr. Jiwoo Park sat in her small lab, surrounded by screens showing strange energy patterns. For 3 months, she had tracked unusual quantum fluctuations that nobody else seemed to notice or care about. The university had almost cut her funding last week. Then everything changed. All the screens in her lab suddenly lit up with the same strange symbols. Jiwoo jumped back as the symbols shifted and transformed into readable text. A face appeared, not human but clearly intelligent. The being had blue-tinted skin and large, thoughtful eyes. "Greetings from the United Species Alliance," the being said in perfect Korean. "I am Ambassador Hyunwoo. We apologize for this unexpected contact." Jiwoo gripped the edge of her desk to steady herself. First contact with aliens. Her mind raced with 1,000 questions, but she forced herself to stay calm. "How are you speaking my language?" she asked. "Our translation matrix analyzed your global communication networks," Hyunwoo explained. "We need your help urgently. Our civilization faces extinction." The screens filled with data, complex equations and measurements that matched the strange patterns Jiwoo had been tracking. "The anomaly," she whispered. "I've been detecting it for months, but no one believed." "Me?" "Yes," said Hyunwoo. "It disrupts all advanced technology. When it reaches our core worlds in 56 days, our entire civilization will collapse." Jiwoo studied the data carefully. "Your scientists have been approaching this all wrong," she said. "They're treating it like a technology problem, but it's more fundamental. The basic laws of physics are changing in the affected areas." Hyunwoo's eyes widened. "This is not something we considered." "I'll need a team," Jiwoo said. "People who think differently." 3 days later, Jiwoo had assembled her team in a converted warehouse. Taehyun, a brilliant young mathematician who saw patterns no one else could see. Sunmi, who built machines using old, simple technology. Junho, who studied how living things interact with energy fields. And Jaehwan, who questioned the basic nature of reality itself. "Why did aliens ask humans for help?" asked Sunmi as they set up their equipment. "Aren't they more advanced than us?" "They think differently," Jiwoo explained. "Their civilization has been stable for thousands of years. They solved problems one way for so long that they can't see other approaches." A soft humming filled the room as a communication device the aliens had sent activated. Ambassador Hyunwoo appeared, along with a smaller alien who floated slightly above the ground. "This is Science Director Minji," Hyunwoo introduced. "She will be your primary contact for technical matters." Minji looked at their simple equipment, with obvious doubt. "Your technology is very basic." "That's the point," Jiwoo said. "The anomaly doesn't affect simple technology. That's our first clue." The team worked day and night. While the alien scientists sent complicated theories and elaborate models, Jiwoo's team took a different approach. They built simple devices to measure how basic physical constants changed near the anomaly's edge. "Look at this," Taehyun said. On the 5th day, pointing to a simple pendulum that was swinging at different speeds when exposed to samples from affected areas. "Gravity itself is changing." "Not just gravity," added Junho, who was studying how plants responded. "The electromagnetic constant is shifting too. That's why their tech fails. It depends on these constants staying fixed." On the 7th day, Jiwoo called Ambassador Hyunwoo. "We think we understand what's happening. It's not a weapon or attack. It's more like the universe is changing its basic rules in those regions." Hyunwoo looked stunned. "If this is true, our entire approach has been wrong. We need to come to you," Jiwoo said, "to see the anomaly directly and test our theory." There was a long pause. "This is unprecedented," Hyunwoo finally said. "Humans have never been allowed to visit Alliance worlds." "You don't have much choice," Jiwoo pointed out. 50 days until it hits your core worlds, right?" 3 days later, Jiwoo and her team stood in amazement as a small spacecraft landed in a remote field. It looked nothing like the flying saucers in movies, more like a perfect sphere with no visible doors or windows. "Are we really doing this?" whispered Jaewon as a doorway formed in the side of the craft. "Going to another world?" "They need our help," Jiwoo said simply, "and we need to see this anomaly up close to solve it." As they stepped inside, Science Director Minji greeted them. "The council is divided about bringing humans to our worlds," she admitted. "Many fear your unpredictable nature." Sometimes being unpredictable is exactly what you need, Jiwoo replied with a smile, when the usual answers don't work anymore. The door closed behind them, and Earth's first official ambassadors to the stars departed on a journey that would change both civilizations forever. The journey to the Alliance Central World took 3 days. Jiwoo and her team spent that time studying the data and preparing for what they would find. The spacecraft moved faster than anything humans had built, yet the aliens considered it slow and outdated. "We had to use this older model," explained Minji as she showed them around. "Newer ships cannot enter the areas near the anomaly without failing." The Central World was nothing like Earth. Huge cities floated in the sky. Buildings changed shape as needed. Beings of all kinds moved about, some with many arms, some who flew, some who looked almost like water flowing in human shape. The humans were taken to the Science Center, a massive building with 1,000 floors. Inside, alien scientists worked in perfect order. Each team had its exact task. No one talked loudly or argued. "Your scientists are so quiet," said Taehyun, who was used to noisy debate in human labs. "Efficiency is valued," replied Minji. "Each expert knows their role." The aliens had prepared a special area for the humans to work. It had all the latest Alliance technology and teams of specialists ready to help. "Thank you, but we need something simpler," Jiwoo said. "Just a large room with basic tools and materials." The aliens looked confused, but provided what she asked, for the humans set up their workspace in a way that shocked the alien scientists. It seemed chaotic. They put up boards where anyone could write ideas. They arranged chairs in a circle so everyone could talk equally. They brought in simple tools and basic materials. "This is how you will save our civilization?" asked one alien scientist with doubt in his voice. "We think differently," Junho explained. "We need to see the whole problem, not just parts of it." On the first day, the humans did something that confused the aliens even more. Instead of working, they just talked. They asked basic questions that the aliens thought were settled long ago. "What if the laws of physics aren't really laws?" asked Jaewon. "What if they're more like habits the universe has?" "That's not scientific," said an alien scientist named Doyun. "Maybe not in your science," replied Jiwoo. "But great human discoveries often came from questioning the basic things everyone else accepted." By the third day, the aliens became worried. The humans seemed to work with no system. Sometimes they argued loudly. Sometimes they tried ideas that obviously wouldn't work. They drew pictures instead of making equations. They built simple models with materials children would use. "This is a waste of time," said Elder Yebin, who came to check on their progress. "They play while our world faces destruction." But Minji had noticed something. "They are making connections we missed," she told the elder. "They see patterns across different fields of science that our specialists never compare." On the 7th day, the humans called the alien leaders together. Their work area was a mess of papers, drawings, and simple devices. Nothing looked advanced enough to save a civilization. "We understand the problem now," said Jiwoo. "The universe has different regions with different physical laws. Your civilization developed in a stable region, but now a boundary is moving, bringing new rules. If that's true, why hasn't this happened before?" asked Doyen. "It probably happens in cycles over millions of years," said Jaewon. "Your records only go back a few thousand years." "So how do we stop it?" asked Minji. Sunmi stepped forward with a simple device made from materials the aliens considered primitive. "We don't try to stop it, we adapt to it. This device anchors the current physical constants in place," explained Jiwoo. "If we build a network of these around your worlds, they will create a bubble of stable space where your technology can still work." The alien scientists looked at the simple device with disbelief. "That cannot possibly work," said Elder Yebin. "It's too simple." "Sometimes," said Taehyun with a smile. "The simplest solution is the one no one sees because they're looking for something complicated." The humans had found an answer not by following the established paths of Alliance science, but by looking at the problem with fresh eyes. Their chaotic, creative approach had seen possibilities the highly ordered alien society had missed. Now they just had to convince the Alliance to try their solution before it was too late. The plan seemed simple. Build a network of dimension anchors around the Alliance's key worlds. These devices would keep the physical laws stable even when the anomaly passed through. But making it happen would not be easy. The Galactic Council chamber was filled with angry voices. Elder Yeben stood tall, his authority clear as he addressed the leaders. "These humans want us to put our trust in primitive technology," he shouted. "Look at these devices. They use basic materials our civilization moved beyond thousands of years ago." Jiwoo stepped forward, calm despite the hostile faces around her. "The advanced technology you depend on will fail when the anomaly arrives. That's why our solution uses simpler components that work on basic principles." Ambassador Hyunwoo supported the humans. "We invited them here because they think differently. Now we reject their ideas for being too different?" The council debated for hours. Finally, they voted. By a narrow margin, they approved the human plan. "You have 15 days to build and place these anchors," said Leader Doyon. "After that, the anomaly will be too close to stop." The real work began. The humans needed to build thousands of anchor devices and place them in perfect positions around 50 key worlds. They needed help. "We'll teach your people how to build these," Junho told Minji. "We need many hands working together." Teams formed with both humans and aliens working side by side. At first, the aliens found it hard to adapt to the human way of working. They were used to clear instructions and fixed roles. The humans changed plans often, tried new ideas, and encouraged everyone to suggest improvements. "This is chaos," complained one alien engineer. "This is how innovation happens," replied Sunmi with a smile. Not everyone supported the plan. Elder Yeben and his followers believed the humans were dangerous. They feared that these simple devices might be tricks to weaken Alliance defenses. "The anchors are being sabotaged," Taehyun reported one day. 5 units failed last night." "Who would do this?" asked Minji, shocked. "Someone who doesn't want us to succeed," said Jiwoo. She suspected Elder Yeben but had no proof. With 10 days left, only half the anchor network was ready. The work was behind schedule. The sabotage continued despite increased security. Jaewon had an idea. "Let's change how we build the network. Instead of many small anchors, we can make fewer but stronger ones." "That would change the whole plan," said Minji. "Exactly," replied Jaewon. "Whoever is fighting us is targeting the current design." The IID humans quickly redesigned the network. They worked day and night teaching the aliens the new approach. This time they kept the plans secret, sharing them only with those they trusted completely. With 3 days left, they were ready to activate the new network. The anomaly's edge was now visible from the central world, a shimmering curtain in space where the stars looked wrong. Elder Yeben made his final move. He called an emergency council meeting. "I have proof these humans plan to harm us," he announced. "Their devices will make the anomaly worse." He showed technical diagrams that seemed to support his claim. Jiwoo stood to defend her team. "Those diagrams are outdated. We changed the design days ago because someone was sabotaging our work." The council chamber erupted in shock. Leader Doyon turned to Elder Yeben. "Did you interfere with our best hope for survival?" Before Yeben could answer, alarms sounded throughout the chamber. The anomaly had accelerated. It would reach them in hours, not days. "We need to activate the network now," Jiwoo shouted. "As moi?" They rushed to the control center. Yeben and his supporters tried to block them. "You'll destroy everything," Ambassador Hyunwoo stepped between them. "Enough! The humans have earned our trust." With minutes to spare, Jiwoo and Minji activated the anchor network. The massive devices powered up across 50 worlds. As the anomaly's edge touched the first anchor, everyone held their breath. Would the humans' simple solution save an advanced civilization? The anomaly wave hit the first anchor station. For a terrible moment, nothing happened. Then the anchor began to glow with a soft blue light. The wave slowed as it touched the energy field. Everyone in the control center watched the main screen. The wave of changed physics pushed against the network of anchors. The network bent, but did not break. "It's working," whispered Minji. "The anchors are holding. Around 50 worlds, the Strange anchors created bubbles of stable space. Inside these bubbles, the old laws of physics remained unchanged. The Alliance's technology continued to function. The anomaly passed through the rest of the galaxy, changing everything it touched. But the worlds protected by the human-designed network remained safe islands in the altered space. In the council chamber, the mood had changed completely. Elder Yebin sat quietly, his earlier opposition forgotten. Leader Doyen addressed the humans with respect. "You have saved our civilization," he said. "We doubted you because your ways seemed strange to us. We were wrong." Jiwoo smiled. "Our differences made this possible. Your civilization has amazing knowledge and technology, but after thousands of years of success, you stopped questioning your basic ideas. And humans question everything," said Ambassador Hyunwoo with a small laugh. "Not always a comfortable trait," admitted Taehyun, "but useful in a crisis." The council voted again. This time, they agreed to end Earth's isolation. Humans would be welcomed into the galactic community. "There is much we can learn from each other," said Leader Doyen. "Our stability and your creativity together will make both our peoples stronger." As the humans prepared to return to Earth with the news that would change human history forever, Minji took Jiwoo aside. "There is something I don't understand," she said. "Your solution was based on simple physics we knew thousands of years ago. Why didn't we see it?" "Sometimes knowing too much blocks you from seeing simple answers," Jiwoo explained. "You expected a complex solution because your science is complex." "And the sabotage?" asked Minji. "Do you forgive Elder Yebin for what he did?" "He was afraid," Jiwoo said. "Fear makes people do wrong things. But now he sees we came to help, not harm." Later that evening, the Alliance held a celebration. Beings from 100 worlds gathered to thank the humans. Even Elder Yebin approached Jiwoo. "I was wrong about humans," he admitted. "I thought your chaotic ways made you dangerous. Now I see they make you special." "Every civilization has strengths and weaknesses," Jiwoo replied. "We nearly destroyed our planet several times. We still fight wars. We have much to learn from your peace and stability." "And we from your creativity," said Yebin. "Perhaps that is why the universe brought us together." 1 month later, Jiwoo stood with world leaders on Earth as Ambassador Hyunwoo officially welcomed humanity to the galactic community. Screens around the world showed his image as he spoke. "For centuries we watched Earth from afar. We saw your conflicts and struggles. We thought these made you too dangerous to join us. Now we understand these. Challenges forced you to think in ways we had forgotten. Your chaos balanced our order. Together we will be stronger than either could be alone." People around the world celebrated as ships from the Alliance appeared in the skies. A new age had begun. That night, as Jiwoo looked up at the stars with new eyes, Minji joined her. "What will humanity do with its new place in the galaxy?" asked the alien scientist. "Question everything," Jiwoo replied with a smile. "Explore, learn, make mistakes and fix them. The same things we've always done, just on a much bigger stage." "And the Alliance?" "Learn to be a little less perfect," said Jiwoo. "A little more willing to try new ideas and take risks." Above them, the stars seemed brighter somehow. Not because they had changed, but because both humans and aliens now saw them through new eyes. Out of desperation, they had contacted humans. The reply had changed everything.